I think many people have lost their spark. I think a lot of people in this day and age are just struggling to feel like themselves again, to feel kind of alive in any sense again. So numb and so just dull. There's been a great dulling of who we are. There's been a great muting of the song and the poetry that's within us. We are constantly looking at the past, right? Nostalgia is a big thing in this day and age. And I think it tracks. I think it makes sense. We're looking for a time where life felt different, where we felt different, where we felt alive, where we felt involved, where we felt like ourselves, really, you know? And what got me really in this mindset, what put me on this track of this train of thought was earlier in the week. I was looking at some of my old notebooks and I saw this note that I wrote to my son a few weeks after he was born. I said, "Son, you woke me up. You made me remember to forget, to be, to laugh, and to wonder, to being kids forever, Dad." Because I saw this thing in him. I saw within his innocence, within him being a child, I saw what Christopher Morley was calling the poetry innate, right? He has this poem called To a Child, and it's one of my favorite poems. You should read the whole thing, but I have two sections here to kind of get the idea across to you. He says, "The greatest poem ever known is one that all poets have outgrown, the poetry innate, untold, of being only 4 years old." And then towards the end, this is the last line, he says, "But there were days, O tender elf, when you were poetry itself." And that's what I saw. I saw that in him, and it's that thing that Holden Caulfield talks about in Catcher in the Rye when he says he wants to be the catcher in the rye, where these kids are in the rye field and he wants to catch them before they go off the edge, before they fall off the cliff, right before they're introduced to the realities of the world, before their innocence is gone forever, before they lose that spark, before they mute that song within them, before this poetry goes away. And so I'm not saying here in this video that your childhood self was your best self and that it should, you should return to it, start playing with the toys you played with, be the kid again. That's not how life works, right? And that's not even true. But you at 4 years old, you at whatever, 12, 11, whatever, you as a kid, that was the most unedited version of you. That was the most innate, untold, just being. And I think there's clues to be found there, right? I think we need to do a little detective work on our childhood. Go back and look at the stuff that used to excite you, that really got you going, that you spent your time doing freely. Because now there is no free time, right? Everything has to pass through the filter of, could this be a side hustle? Is this going to make me money? What are people going to think about this? I'll be realistic about that. That's a waste of time. There's so many things. There are so many filters. There is a 6-shooter worth of reasons not to do something. It's not realistic. What are people going to think? This, that. You could come up with all kinds. And I think that's why we need to look at this and say, okay, what was I doing? How was I spending my time? And maybe I don't have to return to those exact games or hobbies or stories, but extract what was the feeling, right? What was the feeling you were getting at? What was the existential itch that it was scratching? What was it doing for you? And just please allow yourself to be a little unrealistic. Allow yourself, please, to be that kid again for a moment and just imagine your life if you integrated some of these things. Because insecurity has us in such a tight hold. And the world in general has just beaten us down so brutally that we won't even sometimes explore and fantasize. We have decided, oh, that's stupid, that's impossible. Just let your imagination go for a second and look at a real vision for your life, what you want it to look like, how you want it to be. What version would let you live out of that poetry innate? That would be your song, your spark, right? What would that look like? I'm rambling a bit, but yeah, go back to your childhood. Look at the stories, look at the characters that you admired. There are clues there. There are things that you have dropped on the path along the way that I believe are worth picking back up. You want to feel like yourself again, you need to go find yourself. You need to allow time and space for you to return. So that means we all have to fight the good fight of putting this phone away, right? As soon as this video is over, if you don't have anything left to do, go get off the phone. Go do some exploration, grab a journal, ask your childhood self, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing here? What did I give up on? What did I forget? What did I let go of? What do I need to return to? What advice do you have for me? You know, it's today's day and age, there is not much participation. There is much observation, and there's a lot of up here. There's a lot of head knowledge. There's a lot of podcasts and meditations and all kinds of philosophizing. There's not a whole lot of active participation, and I think that's why we feel so dull. We feel so lifeless. We feel so droning. We feel like zombies. We feel like we're just blah, you know? And that's not how life has to be. It does not have to be that way. Before I go, guys, I wanted to let you know that I'm working on something. This week I wrote this, which is about 40 or so pages of my path from being as broken and lost as I was to where I am now, and kind of the philosophical roadmap to get there. And I'm going to be working on a sort of physical version. This is kind of the mental philosophy version. And I'm going to work on a physical routine and program that I'm going to combine with this. And I'm going to give you guys this kind of comprehensive look at how I think you can return to feeling in charge of your life, where you can feel like you're grabbing the helm again and taking yourself where you want to be. So I'm really excited about this, and I'll keep you guys updated. But I wanted to reveal and share that I got the first half written in this week about the philosophical roadmap, and I'm going to do this physical roadmap. So you're kind of going to get this and like a workout routine almost, but a little more in depth, a little more involved. But this is going to be a nice guide for people, because I can't really be a therapist to everybody, right? I can't be a counselor for every person out there and take on all that many clients. So I wanted to come up with a solution that would feel like we're working together, feel like I can give what I can give to you, and you're getting that without, the barriers being in our way. So wanted to let you guys know. I'll keep you updated on that, but I'm excited to share that with you. Guys, go explore the past. Go see what you lost along the way.